All right, welcome back to Round the Edge, everybody. Today, we're gonna watch this video on government-funded video game and by Count Dankula here. And he's this Scottish dude. I've watched him for a long time. He's very funny, but I'm going to guess that because he's covering this idea of theirs might have failed. Now, I'm not sure 100% anyway. But usually when this guy covers something, it's because it's outrageously awesome or it has utterly failed. Uh, by the way, dude, you ever see this video? Big fan. Love ya. My favorite shit was your Mad Lads videos. Just saying, just go throw that out there. And anyway, shit, let's watch this dude's video.
State-funded video game warns children they'll be treated like terrorists for questioning mass migration. Now, this game is became a
That is a that is a is that a headline? Is that the headline? Well, probably not the way you should do stuff. But that's a title.
a laugh online. There's a girl from it who everybody's turned into the new, British nationalist right-wing waifu and everything. People are already using.
Have they? Okay, is this like the first one, or have there been others? Not a Brit, so you just tell me, guys. Leave it in the comments below if there's been another one. Also, on another note, I'm an American, so if I don't get some British humor, it's not because I don't want to. I love you guys, and also send me money, or give me an email, and I'll insult whoever you want for you. I use the freedom of speech I have for you.
AI to make art of her and stuff like that. And apparently there's also speedruns. There's now people actually doing speedruns of the game, trying to see who can be racist the fastest, I suppose. Players can be referred to
No.
Prevent in the game if they protest against the erosion of British values. A government funded video game tells teenagers they could be reported to counter-terrorism authorities for questioning mass migration. Now,
Oh,
everyone's like, oh, this is very, very heavy handed. This is
interesting.
insane. It's the system panicking. We're winning, right? That's why they're panicking now. They're now trying to see how the chilling effect that they've tried to cause all over Britain,
I
well,
already
that
fed him.
eventually collapsed when people stopped caring, right? So what they're trying to do is
Yeah,
terrify
he's
the
trying to
next
get you. I
generation
get
into
it. I
speaking
got
out
him.
against the state and the state's plans. That's what they're trying to do, and it's not working, right? Like,
Yeah, when you try to force stuff like this, it usually backfires crazily. But it is funny. It's funny how the internet always will turn something like this into like the parody of it. I enjoy, I'm enjoying the shit out of this.
the thing that was weird is like most of the people that approach me in the street and everything are people like 20s, 30s, and stuff like that. But recently, I'm getting like younger people who are coming up
Hey,
and they're
girl,
saying some things I wouldn't say.
let's not lie. Let's not lie. They're saying some things that you would just think and maybe not say.
Publicly, right? But like, yeah, the younger generation are
Funny as shit.
very right wing. Like, god damn, they're very, very right wing. And I have hope for the future. Like I've been
Crazy.
saying for a very long time, if there's hope, it lies with the Zoomers. But anyway, Pathways is an interactive program aimed at school pupils aged 11 to 18. The Home Office's Prevent Counter-Terror scheme
Into
partially funds the
18.
game. Players guide white teenage characters through scenarios where they must avoid being flagged for extreme right wing ideology after discussing migration online.
I wonder how bad the dialogue is in this. I'm gonna look up a playthrough after this video. How would you phrase some of these things? Oh, I'm sure it's awful. It's like maybe like little Penny had some friends who went to like fucking a small protest downtown about something. Is this the right thing to do? Yes or no, sort of shit.
Characters risk prevent referrals if they interact with groups spreading harmful ideological messages or attend protests opposing the erosion of British values. In other words, like if you do any of these things, they'll come after you. I love how this is a government game, and in the game, the government have made themselves the bad guy. Like, this is it. And you're also teaching them how to avoid getting caught and everything. That's actually, you know what? This is great.
Based government, you know what I mean? Fucking based government. We're the bad guys, actually. Just so you know. Ah, man, you know what always confused me? What's wrong with being a little patriotic or wanting your values to stick around? We let everyone else keep their values, yet we constantly erode our own. Not like all our values are bad. Yeah, we have some bad ones, right? But me, who knows? Who
Game
knows?
one purpose that games do serve, right? I love games with a good story and stuff like that. I'm
Oh
playing
yeah.
Claire Obscure right now. Basically, there's a reason it got a bunch of Game of the Year awards shoved up its arse. I wanted to see what all the fuss is about, and yeah, pretty fucking good, right? But I like the games with
No, I agree, brother. Agree. That's the same reason I'm gonna try to play that game, whatever it is, 33. Because my friends have told me it's super good. And it's all about like how constantly every year the numbers gone down, and then that's the year where like anybody who's that age dies. And what a fantastic story complex. Yeah. But just what a fantastic story idea.
a good story and good character development and stuff like that. But one thing that games are really, really good for, and I don't think this gets acknowledged enough, is teaching advanced problem solving mechanisms
Mm.
to children. Right, that's very,
Critical
very good
thinking
because
would be
basically, like a
fantastic.
lot of people that play video games, I think they've done studies on this actually, where children who played a lot of video games showed a much, much higher efficiency for problem solving than children who didn't.
Yeah.
But that also can be counted with see children that do like a hobby, like an intricate hobby, like if they do music or woodwork or some kind of hands-on hobby, they also show the same development in problem solving, right? So I'm not saying
Yeah, that's probably what happened to me, man. Lack of doing this that's made me kind of retarded.
therefore stick your children in front of video
Yeah.
games. No, get them to do like physical stuff as well. I do the important thing with the kids where we have days inside, but then we have days where we go out. And that's going to be the case forever. Yeah,
Oh,
it's
good
fine to
job.
sit in the house, have a
Good job.
chill, play a little bit of Nintendo Switch, and everyone, yeah, you play your Pokemon, darling. However, tomorrow we're going for a hike, or we're going to the park, or we're going out to do something. That's fine. You can have both, right? But I went, me and my fucking tangents, man. But
Uh,
basically,
I love his hat though.
they're trying
Good
to
job.
they're trying to basically terrify children into not being right wing.
Yeah, I was gonna say 11 seems like a little young to even understand these ideas. I was 11 thinking. Was I thinking, oh, the government's gonna tax me? I wasn't thinking shit.
And you've been trying to do that for ages now. You've had all the propaganda all over the classrooms and everything for ages now, and it's not worked. It's not worked because here's one thing that's very, very natural to the human spirit. The human spirit resists authority. Doesn't matter who it is, doesn't matter what they believe. The human spirit's designed to be free. They don't like authority. Nobody does. Nobody likes being told what to do unless it's by a person that they respect and
It's also how they ask, right? You know, it's kind of like when you're about to do something, you know, you stretch. Oh, you get up off the couch. I'll go do the dishes. You've been thinking about it low key, and you're like, I'm gonna go do the dishes. And then somebody will walk in there and be like, hey, go do the dishes. And you're like, I don't fucking think I will, dog. Not today. Not right now. I was going to, but now I'm not. Right? Yeah, it's kind of,
have
I feel like
chosen
it's
to
kind of like
follow.
that.
The kids don't have a choice of who their teacher is. They don't know what they don't have a choice in what ideology the teacher's going to shove down their throat. So whatever ideology is getting shoved down their throat, with every bit of force comes equal resistance, right? People don't like that. So basically, I know that a lot of people are going, all these left wing teachers are blah 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 blah, and everything. Yeah, I understand it's a little bit of a problem in some cases, especially when they're secretly trying to trans children behind their parents' backs. However, the children are going to be raised
True.
seeing that
Fucking
great
true.
big rainbow flagged fucking NB furry dyed hair pierced face fucking arsehole in their class that they're going to be fucking taught under,
That's
and
crazy.
that is going to be their vision of what authority is. Right? Do you get it? Do you get it now? Right? People naturally resist authority, and
Oh, damn, dude. You have a point. Oh, for us, bro, we all thought the hippies were like, oh, yeah, dude. Like hippie or punk rockers, right? Yeah, they got it. They know what's going on. And then now in the future, it's going to be like those dudes in the polo shirts know what's happening.
They grow up seeing that as the picture of authority. That represents authority, a thing I do not want to live under. Right? And
Right.
again, there's a reason that a lot of the Zoomers are very, very, very right wing these days. So basically, yeah, I understand that the leftist
Also because their future prospects have been kind of fucked, you know? It's just a bit. I think when you're looking at the future now, it's no longer like, if I work hard, I can do it. It's more like, well, if I work hard, I can just get it digged over some more. I think that plays a huge role into it. I watched this movie earlier today called Rental Family. With Brandon Fraser in it. Great movie. And it really made me depressed because I can imagine a society where the services offered in that movie really exist just to get people out of loneliness. And it's where they like hire actors to like play roles or family member roles or even sometimes like mistress roles and shit like that where they have to like, they fake being this dude's mistress just so he can have his wife forgive him. Shit like that. I was like, man, how antisocial we are and how anti-confrontational we've gotten. I can imagine this service being needed. It's depressing. Anyway, that's a tangent. That's a tangent, guys. This is a
teachers are a
tangent.
problem. However, we'll deal with it eventually, but not right now. Later, be patient. School pupils select a character called Charlie, either male or female.
But do you think we're gonna be like 90 like that? You and me and people like us. Do you think we're gonna be 90 and being like, yeah, you fucking tell them? But when those people are like 30-year-olds and fucking taking over government, we'll be like, fuck yeah, bitch. Take that, you arsehole.
Who has just started college. The game refers to Charlie using they pronouns regardless of which sex the player picks. Players face multiple choice questions throughout, with options color coded red for bad and green for good.
Ooh.
So, in other words, choose the good one. We're going to tell you what the right answers are, and that's what you better fucking pick. Fucking refer you to prevent and lock you up for fucking ever. Because you said, can we get rid of rapists, please, on Twitter?
Oh man, I'd like that.
What do you
That'd be
mean you don't
great.
want to fucking live with rapists? Fucking bigot.
Wait, wait, I read a story. Is it true that this dude got arrested for tweeting about getting rid of rapists? Like his tweet had like 33 views on it. Like he was obviously like a terrible person with 33 views.
An in-game meter tracks how extreme the character's behaviour becomes. I'm going to get the high score. I'm going to get the high score.
Yeah, bro, you
Early
gotta get
choices
the high
include, I
score.
hope there's cosmetics. I hope you can unlock things and everything. I'm going to get like the band.
That'd be awesome, bro. If you finish as the most racist, they just put you in like a clan hood. Oh, you probably can't say that. I probably shouldn't say that, but that'd be funny as hell, wouldn't it? You get cosmetics for choosing the evil side.
Dana with a skull on it, copy of Siege. And yeah, definitely. Early choices include whether to download a video from a gaming platform or tell an adult about it. Bear in mind, this is for 18-year-old. Go tell an adult. Oh, I need to go
Bitch,
tell a
you are an
responsible adult
add-on.
about the fucking dodgy video online. Don't download fucking anything strangers send you online. Charlie, who has outperformed academic.
If the video was good, I'd probably download it. Just saying. I I know the dark arts, all right. I can unvirus my computer. I remember. I grew up during things I won't admit to for fear of the FBI. I downloaded some stuff.
Academically by a black student must choose to whether to simply accept this or blame immigrants for stealing jobs. Players who lose may receive counseling for ideological thoughts or face referral to an anti-terrorism expert.
Ooh.
Charlie encounters a video claiming Muslim men are stealing the places of British veterans in emergency accommodation. That's a fact. And the government
Yeah, that's 100% over there, dog. They don't take up space.
is betraying white British people, and we need to take back control of our country. That's a true statement. That's a true statement. Basically, the government's making a bunch of decisions that is having very, very huge negative repercussions on the native peoples of this island. That is a fact. That is an absolute.
That's true, and I'll also say it's happening pretty much in every first world country. Uh, and then we're just expected to not see any of it. I'm saying there's a difference. Right? There's advantages to society and disadvantages to society. And I think if you're going to have an honest conversation about the impact that immigration has on a society. And you have to weigh the good and the bad. I would say, like, because there is good and bad. There's good and bad to every choice. That's what makes it a choice. You know,
Fact, right? Things are miserable under the current regime. They're very, very miserable under
miserable,
the
huh?
current regime, right? And the government's getting very nervous about that because they're like, oh yeah, Iran was like a very, very authoritarian state, and right now they're at the risk of collapsing. I think that maybe this will be it. You know, I'm still very much in the nothing ever happens camp, but maybe this will be it, but maybe not.
Would like the Iranian people to do well. I think it's crazy how their quality of life has gone down. That being said, I don't like being the world police. You know what I mean? Sometimes we gotta do something. But I will say this: we're moving some boats over there. I'm just saying. All right, speculation. There's some boats being moved over there, and just remember what happened last time America moved some boats towards certain boats. You know, not just any boats. Certain boats to a certain country. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. You know, there's hope.
Now, again, Britain, very, very authoritarian country, but not as authoritarian as Iran,
Yeah,
right?
not
And
even a little
if
bit.
people manage to boogaloo and overtake Iran, well, basically the British government sees that shit and starts to get very worried. Gets very, very worried. Because that's the thing is, if everybody gets together, you can't just topple a government. You can't just topple a government. You get enough people,
Yeah,
yeah, but they've got guns, they've got this, they've got that, and it's like, yeah, okay, but we've got B and Q and chemicals, right? You can. As
he's 100% right. If people banded together, the shackles that confine society are just an illusion. That's 100% true. But that's also why a lot of governments try to be very divisive at messaging. In my opinion. In my opinion, right?
it's actually might take a while, might be really quick, might take a few years, but
Pretty sad to think
you
of,
can't keep
though.
it up forever. Especially not at the rate that everything costs for the British government. Any new expenditures on top of that would be catastrophic for them, especially quelling an internal civil war. It's not going to come to civil war. I think it's going to come pretty fucking close, but it's not going to come to civil war. I hope. Players can scroll past or engage
Knock on
directly
wood,
with the
buddy.
post.
I hope not
Choosing
either.
engagement triggers a message. Unfortunately, Charlie didn't realize that some of the groups they were engaging with in were actually illegal.
Oh,
Oh, illegal groups talking
illegal
about naughty
groups,
right
huh?
wing things. Selecting the option to research the topic is also portrayed negatively. No, don't look at it. Don't look at it. Any info is that CNN fucking Hillary's emails quote again. Anything you're getting about it, you should get from us.
And I'm gonna say it. I have looked at and done my research on a ton of things. You know, for instance, like the right wing here in America. I'm not gonna say far right. I'm just gonna say right. Right. Um, God, man, people are so fucking stupid on both sides of the aisle, and they just kind of refuse to have anything close to logical conversation about anything. And while there's valid points to be had on both sides, I find it hard to support either. Just due how brain dead a lot of people are. Like there's smart people in each side, but like overall, man, like the arguments I see online are so stupid. And I'm pretty sure most people who are anywhere in the middle think the same. Like it's just like reading a whole bunch of babies whining at each other, like but in messages form.
In other words, no, we'll
That wasn't elegantly said at all, but you get what I'm saying.
tell you the truth. Don't go out and do your own research. We will tell you the truth because we're
Yeah,
right.
listen
The
to Big
character
Brother.
sees research papers, statistics, and protest information about the replacement of white people. Charlie receives an invitation to join a group called Action for Britain. The character can also attend a protest against the changes that Britain has been through in the last few
Yeah.
years and the erosion of British values. Attending the protest nearly results in arrest, with the character discovering it focuses more about racism and anti immigration than British values. Those are British values. Those are British values and have been for a very, very long time. How do you think they ended up conquering literally half the fucking world? Racism and anti immigration. That's the thing is, yeah, we're fine with people being British.
That's crazy, dude. That's fucking crazy. But you know what? You know what? You're not wrong. I don't think you're wrong.
just on their own soil and under
Oh, it's
our
funny as
flag,
hell, bro.
like we did for a few hundred years.
That's funny as
Yeah,
hell, dude.
fine with Indian people being British. They were at one point, and
Fucking
that's the
shit,
way we
brother.
liked
That's the
it.
way we
Anyway,
like.
if Charlie don't like it, well, stand in front of this cannon. But if Charlie makes moderately poor
That's fucking
choices, a
crazy.
teacher refers them to Prevent for counselling and workshops. East Yorkshire
Oh,
councils develop pathways with government support amid local
what do you think that sort of like counseling and workshop would be? It's just a whole bunch of people saying, "Wow, you sure are bad." You think that would be what it is? I think so.
concerns about immigration and tension over migrant hotels. Hull saw protests at a migrant hotel in 2024 following Axel Rudikabana's murders. Right, Rudikabana had been referred to Prevent 3 times. So this is the thing about Prevent. Oh yeah, it's to stop terrorism. It's to stop children from becoming terrorists. Right. That was the original one, and it was Prevent started 2006, I believe, and that was sort of in the wake of 9/11, Iraq, Afghanistan, blah blah blah. And at the start, it was focused primarily on Islamic terrorism. Now, Islamic terrorism's an afterthought. Prevent doesn't give a fuck about Islamic terrorism anymore. They'll still take a few cases and fill out a bit of paperwork just to make it look like that's what they're doing. You know, as you saw in Rudy Cabana's case, he was in front of them 3 fucking times. You know, they say there's no smoke without fire, but he was there 3 fucking times. That's a lot of smoke, and he still just get let away. They're primarily focused now on right wing. It's the right wing stuff that the government is very, very scared.
I don't know anything about this, but it happens a lot, don't it? People who've been in front of a judge or do they have magistrates over there? Whatever. Some sort of legal system several times due to like red flags and shit like that and just end up getting let go. You know, there's a lot of times where credible threats have been ignored with like mass shootings and shit like that. And it just leaves us regular people like, why? You know, like why was this ignored? But there's some things that we just haven't got the answers to yet. Maybe here in America anyway, here in like 20 years, we'll get like some freedom of information to see what like these court filings looked like.
About very very scared about, right? So that's why that basically prevents to prevent right wing terrorism, not Islamic or left wing or anything like that at all. It's just right wing terrorism. All the other stuff is just smoke and mirrors. Home Office figures from 2024 show Prevent received nearly a fifth of its referrals for right wing radicalisation, compared to just 13% for Islamist cases. MI5 itself said Islamist threats comprise 75% of its counter terror workload. Yeah, that's MI5 itself, not Prevent. The game is designed by Shoutout UK, which claims to provide impartial political and media literacy training. Yeah, fuck off.
It's so impartial that they labeled the good choices green and the bad choices red. That's
Fuck
so
off.
funny, bro.
Shout out UK. Tell you what, probably should be a good idea to have a little look at who's funding them. I bet you
Yeah,
already know who it is. Matteo
that's
Bergamini's
crazy.
Sook's founder, Sook. You know what that means in Scotland. I won't tell you. And CEO said, teaching media literacy. No. Don't worry about the facts and figures. You're just not reading them correctly. Let me tell you how to read these facts correctly. Like, yeah, media literacy is the new fucking Ministry of Truth phrase. It has been for a wee while now. Ensures that all those impacted by our programs leave with lifelong tools and skills to safeguard themselves from these threats. Ooh, scary. Person wants to make sure I grow up in a society that's like free from crime and horrible people. Ooh, scary. Oh, it's terrifying. I don't want that. I want people fent folding on every street corner. That's what I want.
Hey, baby. If that's what you want, girl, I know where to give it to you. Oh, fucking Seattle, dog.
I want my children to have to dodge needles on the way to school. That's the type of society I want.
Oh
I
yeah,
don't want the big
baby.
smelly right wingers
Come on over to Seattle, baby. We got you.
trying
I'm
to
not even lying, dog. Not even
keep
lying.
me safe,
That's
keep
crazy.
my children safe.
Now,
Ugh,
how dare you?
how terrible.
That's
But
disgusting.
a Home Office spokesman said Prevent has diverted nearly 6,000 people away from violent ideologies, stopping terrorists and keeping our country safe. Obviously,
Wow.
not enough. Radicabana still murdered a bunch of little girls, so after 3 referrals. But anyway, we.
You know, these guys should just be like thrown off like a cliff somewhere, like but legitimately and filmed. That should be filmed. We could say like, oh man, which big giant person, right, could throw the child rapist slash murderer the furthest off a cliff. Easy peasy.
We provide funding to local authorities to tackle a range of threats, including Islamist extremism and extreme right wing.
Huh.
Notice how they didn't say left. These projects are designed to target local
Interesting.
radicalization risks and are created and delivered independently of government.
Really?
Uh-huh.
Think?
We are furious at the level of migration, which is why the Home Secretary has set out the most sweeping changes to cut illegal migration in a generation to restore order and control our
A
borders. It's too
generation.
late. It's too late for that. We
All right. It's just about the end. So I'll call it there. That was some crazy, crazy stuff. Oh man. Anyway, see you guys next time. Bye bye. Yeah, bye.